Good morning, everybody. Hey, I was out here this morning, was shooting my self bow here. I got this bow. I made this bow actually last year. I had a video on it and I hadn't hunted with it that much, but it's what I'm hunting with right now. It's out of an Osage bow. I made this bow myself. Still had bark on it, on the stave, and with a hatchet and a draw knife, we ended up with this right here. I bent the limbs a little bit on it with some heat, and it shoots really good. And it's bright. It's Osage, and hunting on, I plan on hunting on the ground a whole lot, so I couldn't stand it. I kind of held the spray paint off a little bit and just dusted some color on it. Some of y'all may not like that, but build you one and don't paint it. But it kind of gives me confidence. It's all about confidence, because this joker, I propped it up right at dark and walked away and looked in there, and I could see it. And so definitely if I was moving, trying to draw on something, I believe it wouldn't be good. But anyway, I'm shooting my self bow, and I had it set up with some little narrow broadheads because I'm thinking about penetration, especially from a tree stand when I was hunting with a tree stand. And man, it shoots good, and it actually shoots as hard as my hill style bows because it's a little shorter, and I put that little bit of curve in it, and it shoots pretty good. I've not shot it through a chronograph, but just standing at a distance, and I'm a gap shooter, and it hits right on. So I'm not a fan of really small broadheads. I've shot them a lot from tree stands simply because I wanted to make sure I got a low exit. But hunting from the ground, like I'll hunt from a tree a little bit, but hunting from the ground like I'm planning on hunting, your entry is going to be the same as your exit. And I would rather have considering they're both mid-lung or below, I would rather have a big wide hole, even if I only get an entry and not an exit from the ground, than I have two little small holes that's an inch wide out both sides. Because I know that mid-lung and down with like a Simmons type hole, I'm gonna have plenty of blood, even if I just get an entrance. More than I would with an entrance and an exit with the little small broadhead, because I won't be in a tree getting that really low exit. I'll be shooting even. Does that make sense? So I set out to build me an arrow that's pretty heavy, that gives me confidence. I'm a fan of heavy arrows. That's a whole nother video, but I'm a big fan of heavy arrows. And so I made an arrow. I didn't build it. My friend Denny Cromer gave me these arrows. It's a Douglas fir. And so and they were actually a little bit stiff. I was shooting some longer arrows I had Ethan Persons gave me out of this bow. And when I shot these arrows of Dendy's here, they like 1.5 inches shorter. They were a little bit stiff. And so I was digging in there in my box. I thought I had some 200 grain broadheads in there, some of those old Grizzly Kodiaks. And I didn't have any. I had one. But I found a sack of these woody weights that I had in there, and I couldn't tell you why I bought them. But they're 100 grains. So I put that 100 grain woody weight on there, and I put that 135 grain Simmons Tiger Shark on there, which puts me at about 650 grains with this arrow. And I took it out here shooting it, and at the ranges that we should be shooting, traditional bow guys, 15 yards, 20 yards being really too long. But 15 yards and in, you can take 100 grain less arrow and you won't tell any difference, just in it being louder. And I watched Jeff Phillips shoot he had 3 arrows, and he was shooting a high performance recurve or a longbow, I don't remember. But he had 3 arrows, and they were, I think they ranged 100 grains or maybe more difference. And they all pretty much hit in the same spot. And he was actually shooting some 30-yard shots. He's a heck of a shot. And the real heavy one was still in the vitals. So, my point to all that is this real heavy arrow gives me confidence. And that's what this, if you'll notice I'm saying that a lot, that's what matters. It gives me confidence in shooting this out of my self bow, this wider head here, this Simmons Tiger Shark. And it's a glue on. I got it on that woody weight, 650-ish grain arrow. and I feel really confident in it doing its work, even if I shoot it out of a tree stand. So I just wanted to show you guys my arrow I'm shooting out of my self bow, and I guess if you're hunting like Midwestern 250-pound deer, you maybe have to have a different thought process. But around here, I mean, I think the biggest deer I've ever killed weighed 190 pounds, and that was a big mature 10 point for down here. And you can't, I mean, they no doubt you kill them much bigger, but I don't see them in the swamp hunting. But your average, your doe is going to weigh 100 pounds, and I don't shoot big boars. But even though my buddy James, after eating some of them brats he made out of his, it sort of changed my mind on that. But I believe in the wider broadheads. And I got these puppies. I sharpen Simmons. I have a video on how I sharpen Simmons broadheads. And they'll get razor sharp, or they get, you can pull the hair off there easy. And then there again, I watched Jeff Phillips' broadhead on how he sharpens his. And I had this broadhead hunting ready, and I would hunt with it just like that. But I watched his video, and I got one of these jewel sticks right here, just like he had. And I used his technique, and I'd encourage you to watch his video, Jeff Phillips, on how to instinctive addiction, on how he sharpens the Simmons head. And I used his technique to finish this up with this real fine jewel stick. And man, these puppies right here are sharp. I'm talking about sharp. That's the key to it. Any broadhead is being super, super sharp. And now I have it flies like a bullet. I got 235 grains in the nose of this arrow. The total arrow weight's about 650, like I said. And I don't give a rat's behind about your balance and all that. In my opinion, wood arrows don't like a lot of weight up front. But maybe it's because I've not shooting wood in the past. I didn't really take the time. If they shot good, I didn't worry about it. But I just wanted to share my hunting arrows, and this is going to be going through some ribs before long, Lord willing, because I'm ready to get my first. Son, it's got a thing going right across there. I want to get my first freezer filler with this bow here. I've just recently got to hunting with it, and we're going to put it to use hopefully this afternoon. But been working a whole lot. I got a ton of excuses on why I ain't been shooting nothing. None of that matters. What matters is going hunting forward every chance I get. So there you go. That's a good hunting arrow, I believe, that's going to work great out of this bow. It flies really great. And so I'm happy I wanted to share it with you. And it's got, also you notice I put these fluorescent wraps on this arrow. That really helps you out. And I've actually already killed a deer with this arrow. See the blood on it right there? And that helps you out a lot with, if you shoot one in the afternoon, locating your blood trail. If your arrow gets broke, you might go and spot that, and that saves you from finding your deer or not. But what's going to help me more than anything is putting them little narrow broadheads down and putting that on there. So there you go. Really good hunting arrow out of I guess you'd call it a primitive bow, except it's got a not natural material bowstring. It's got a fast flat bowstring on it. So thank y'all for watching my videos, and get out of the box a little bit. If you're hunting with bows of any kind, and don't just shoot it what you think people say you ought to shoot. And once you get some experience under your belt, you'll know. You start to feel what works, and I mean, if you don't think a bigger broadhead matters, it does. It truly does, a lot. And I mean, I've taken a whole lot of animals with narrow broadheads, and I've taken a whole lot of animals with big broadheads. And I can tell you right now, you don't get on your hands and knees blood trailing very much with one of these. But you will scrounge for blood on a perfect shot with those narrow broadheads. But if you're shooting and you got to get that exit, by all means, if that gives you confidence, that's what you use. There again, there's that confidence word. That's what matters most. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all keep the good Lord first. And usually Daisy comes and interrupts my movies, but this time not. See y'all next time.